Hi, this is the star tetrahedron. You can see there's some other lines on there. It's got three triangles that are isosceles that go to this apex up here, and there's a equilateral triangle base. Take off those outer skin. And this is what John is talking about. There is a way to build the star point tetrahedron with a pentagonal based pyramid with star points. There's 5 of these star points now on that pyramid with the pentagonal base. And then he said that we can take 4R modules. I don't have them delineated, but 4R modules make this shape here, which I just will highlight the lines or some of them. It's this tetrahedron here. This tetrahedron is repeated elsewhere in this modeling, 2 places. So I just got the lines there. See over here, it's the same shape in here. I'll just do the 2 cross lines, and then it's the same shape on this side. Am I swinging that around too fast for everyone? I hope not. So there you have those 3 groups of 4R modules surrounding the pentagonal based pyramid, star point pyramid. And then John pointed out, well, there's a large 4P module unit. Well, that's this one here. And you may be able to notice that it is made of 2 equilateral triangles, and that means 5 of the edges are the same, and just this one is shorter. In ratio, it's the golden mean shorter. And in the 4R modules, this edge here and this edge are in the golden mean ratio, where these 4 are the same. So it's a ratio of like 1.618 for this long one to 1 to 0.618 for that one. So then that's 2 of the groups. So there's a 4R and there's a 4P. Now what John is pointing out was what was remaining was the this red triangle, red tetrahedron. I've been calling it a shallow tetrahedron. It actually can be oriented where this would be the face of a icosahedron. I can show that hopefully rather quickly here. Let's see if I can get this right. And I'm just going to take that face and I'm just going to see that's an icosahedron in its orientation, but I digress. Nonetheless, it's kind of fun to show that stuff. Alright, let's move on then to that shallow tetrahedron, because that question is, can that be made of PQR modules? And it can, but in a sense it's like the remainder tet, because it can never be finally completed. There's always smaller units. In a sense, when you're building all these things with modules and PQR, and they already are scaled by the golden proportion, the real concentrated juice, let's say, of all that is inside of these shallow tetrahedra. So here I have that tetrahedron made for you, and you can see that it's also got some other stuff going on, but I'm just going to now remove the skin. I believe I am. I'm taking out something else. You got to do things in the right order. Now, as you can see, I have a star point tetrahedron on the inside of this shape. And there's the back. It's kind of a neat equilateral triangle pattern. You may notice that it works with this stellations of the icosahedron as well. So I'm not sure if you can see this real readily, but I guess I'll isolate a panel. This panel here and the one on the other side, what I'm making is the 4P module. so it's kind of showing how there's a 4p unit in there, and there's actually three of them. One, I can't really isolate, but there'd be like one here and one here, and they all share that common star point. Now, also, we can remove, right here is a 4q. I'm highlighting the dimensions. There's three of those, so those can come off. All right, now also there is a so if I remove those, then I have this part here that we have to fill in, and there's another part here over here. If we can do this part here, and it's let's see if I can do this the best way. Hopefully I can, because I lost it actually earlier. You don't want to lose it, man. You don't want to lose it. But it, shoot, what is the best way to do this? It's not going to work, is it? Yeah, that is. Okay. So that's a 4R that I just put in here. And then that means there's it's actually a 2Q and a 2R of a next smaller size, but what's interesting is if I put the next smaller 4R in here, which this is be a 4R, it's got the two opposite diagonals at ratio 1.618 to 0.618, and the other ones are 1. And this larger one here is a 4R. What do I have left but another shallow tetrahedron right here? And we know that we can make that, well, up to this point. But what we're really concentrating on is this part here. Well, I'll have to isolate it. This part here, which is no longer a tetrahedron, but it's got this, it's really a 4p with that star point tetrahedron removed. So we don't want that line, but we want to make this shape now. This is the one we have to make. And so we're going to have to magnify even further inward. Now I've made that shape here. I don't have the star point tetrahedron on it. That would be here. And that would make the 4p shape, where 5 of the edges are 1, let's say, and the other one is 0.618 to that. Yeah, 0.618 to that. So we're going to get rid of that star point tetrahedron. And we'll take the skin off of this, I don't even know what you want to call it, wedge chunk. Okay, now it's not easy to see because it's not highlighted, but what I've started to do is that this top point here, you can take, I'll use this plane as a cleaving plane, let's say, and above it is really part of a pentagonal base pyramid. That's the final part, and I know, John, you've made that before, and you know what that's made of, but there it is on top there. Okay, we'll just leave that plane in there. So now, what do we got under here? Well, we have, again, we can build part of the icosa cap, which would be here, and here. Oh, I blew that. Okay. But my point is that it's all somewhat, it's buildable, but to what resolution do you want to get to? That's why I use terms like unresolvable and remainder. Yeah, so this could be part of an icosa cap, and that would be just another 4Q that would lay here to finish that off. Okay, so there we have an icosa cap and a pentagonal base pyramid that have been sliced. They've actually been sliced through essentially this plane here, this triangular plane which exists throughout the fivefold deal. Okay, now that we've filled in that much, there's still more to go, and this, I'm gonna make sure I fill that in for some reason. Okay. Now on the sides here, I've put in right here some 4p units that lay like on either side of the icosa cap portion. And then we have, geez, I had that laid out. This here, oh boy, I'm gonna have to stop this now. Okay, we gotta wrap this up. Anyway, this part here is the same as the overall shape that we are working on. There's two of those. There's one here and one over here. I didn't finish it, but anyway, you can see that. And then this piece here we just made. It's made out of 4R and 2Q and 2R smaller. And then this final part here is nothing more really than yet another shallow tetrahedron. Hopefully I can do this right. So we're really just making the same stuff over and over, smaller and smaller. This is that shallow tetrahedron I was talking about, that in this remainder part. And there's more than one way to break this stuff down, and I haven't really got the best way. I mean, I'm figuring out more and more that the hubs actually dictate an orientation, which is really the strict way to go. But anyway, as you can see, this is that shallow tetrahedron that we started with. And to make it, you just remove this part here, which is that 4Q off of one side. So there's some kind of general principle of how it's organized, but basically once you start to learn it, it gets more intuitive. And that's it for today. Thank you, and these are my Puerto Rican gals. All right, bye-bye.